Ned Lumigura, CEO of K-Pen Development. I'm here with Jack Huntress, CEO of Homebinder. Hi, Jack.
Hi. Thanks for having me here today, Ned.
You're welcome. So tell us about yourself.
Sure. I'm a 44-year-old dad, two boys, 6 and 9. This is my second startup. My first one was in commercial real estate. We built software to help people evaluate million-dollar buildings and whether or not they had environmental concerns. Now we're trying to, we're building software to help homeowners manage their largest asset better. You think about in today's world, homes don't have dashboards. You don't wake up one morning, walk downstairs, and lights don't go off. We don't maintain our homes like we maintain our cars, having professionals come look at them. And there's no major established app for the home. It's kind of weird.
True. Yeah, and then we spend most of the time in homes, and we spend most money on our homes. So tell us how your company, Homeminder, is trying to solve this problem, help with the problem.
Sure, there's a few things that we think about in terms of analogies. In today's world, there's not really a Carfax for the home. When you buy a home, you don't really have an ancestry.com of like the records of what happened at that property. Most homeowners, when they walk in the house, they get the keys. They know the bedrooms, bathrooms, and square footage, but that's it. They don't know who did what in the home, when they did it. And it leads to a lot of challenges in terms of getting to know this property over the first year. We're trying to make that process easier. We're trying to remind people through maintenance reminders. We're trying to give them access to information like recalls on their appliances and really pull all the things together that make homeownership difficult in an easier one-stop platform where all records are kept and a lot of nudges are given to the homeowner to make it better.
So why is it not the case today? Tell us what are some of the problems that you're trying to resolve.
Yeah, so first of all, you've got an infrastructure thing. You have all of these homes that have been built over decades, even hundreds of years. I grew up in a home that was built in 1735.
Especially here in New England.
Yeah, New England.
Very old.
Not like Europe old, but old.
Right.
And while the Internet of Things has great promise, wiring homes, bringing technology for homes, the reality is it's going to take a long time for that to take a foothold in the majority of homes in America. And you have so many different people and parties touching homes. You've got lenders and appraisers and home service providers and retail companies and appliance manufacturers, and they're all touching the home, but yet there's no central unit. It's kind of like acting as the record-keeping management for it.
Right.
And that's really what Homebinder is trying to do.
So new generations are waiting longer and saving longer to be able to buy home. Before you could have bought home with some savings. Now you have to save for 10 years or so in some areas. Well, what do you see as future of home buying? Do you see new generations buying at the same rate they used to, or this is going to be slowing down, or are they looking for different types of assets to buy and different types of ownership to have?
I think there's no question that there is going to be a much wider spectrum in terms of home ownership. You look even like companies like WeWork getting into the game of building out living communities. We have generations today, we don't value owning very much, we value experiences in our lives. And as a result, we don't want to spend a lot of time maintaining homes.
So what do you think the technology, the Internet of Things, and embedding that into homes, do you think that's going to help newer generations to feel more ownership, feel more, feel closer to their homes? Because there will be something for them that they understand and they can relate to if homes are more equipped.
Yeah, look, I think there may be driving forces. The insurance companies right now are really putting a play into companies like Notion and other ones that are acting as monitoring devices for all types of things. Water leaks in the home with automatic shut-off and devices that are monitoring temperature, devices that are monitoring the performance of appliances and whether or not something may be going wrong with an appliance.
Which is super important. If something happens, that reduces liability. So,
and even in the near term, while it's failing, it's increasing the cost of it because it's sucking more energy. Because it's starting to make parts fail faster, so the cost of replacement is more. Again, like I said, we don't have a dashboard. We don't wake up in the morning and say, "Oh, the check engine light's on, the tire pressure is low." We don't have that analogy in the home. That's a little bit of what Homebinder is trying to do. I think ultimately what we provide is peace of mind for today's generation of homeowner. They realize that they have it kind of under control. As a present homeowner, I'm literally just waiting to see what fails next. I don't know what's going to fail next,
Right.
and I get worried about it.
What are some of the priorities that you're going to go after? Are those brokers? Are those home inspectors? Are those, service people?
Sure. So
What are your
what
priorities?
I'm going to say is going to sound a little bit like boiling the ocean, Ned, to be honest, because the answer is kind of like all the above. But I can tell you the sequence of ones that we're working with. So over the last 5 years, we've really worked mostly with home inspectors. And we like home inspector market because it's touching homeowners really early in the buying process. And home inspectors know a lot about homes. They can help us set up maintenance schedules. They can load in the make and model of some appliances. And they can put in recommended home service providers that they use. But also, we're working with lenders, we're working with home ownership associations, we're working with home service providers, we're working with an insurance company. Effectively, along the journey of ownership, all of those parties that are engaging with the homeowner have value in contributing something to effectively the home
Absolutely.
asset, where we can keep storing and adding information, which takes the burden off the homeowner from entering all of it.
I feel this platform is really going to make a big difference because this is not a simple problem.
It's not a simple problem, but it's a big, I think, one that's very interesting to work on because it's hairy. My last business was very much a niche business in the environmental and commercial property. I walk up and down any street in America and there's homes, and it's the single largest asset class. You add up all the homes in America, you're talking like $36 trillion. There is nothing bigger. And connected to this industry, this asset class, are multi-$100 billion industries. Insurance, lending, retail, home service providers. All of them have a vested interest in this asset class being well maintained, the process of transacting being smooth. All of these things that I think have a long way to go in terms of improvement. We're really trying to play at the middle of it. So we just released our mobile app, and like a lot of early stage businesses, like it's not something that I feel is where we need it to be, but it's a good tool out there just for us to be learning about the app. The web application is, I think most people find fairly mature at this point. I feel very comfortable having people sign in, but ultimately, we don't want to have home owners paying for this. So most of our revenue today comes from home inspectors and real estate agents and lenders and insurance companies who pay us. We're now almost 1 in 25 home sales in North America. We have customers in all 50 states, even in all Canadian provinces, where home inspectors primarily are paying us to set up binders for their clients. And I would encourage anybody listening to this to say, talk to their real estate agent, talk to their home inspector, talk to their lender, talk to their insurance provider. Hey, do I get home binder as part of that service? A little fundraising right now. We have been a very capital efficient business. We've been a fairly small team, only one developer, only one salesperson. We just finished the TechStars Boston program.
A final top 10 in Techstars this year.
So that was an amazing experience. We also want to touch people at any point during the homeownership journey.
Absolutely. That's how you add more value because you integrate the whole supply chain.
The whole supply
That's
chain.
when you're going to get the most value out of it.
Exactly.
Great. Well, Jack, this has been great. I wish you all the luck with Home Binder, and thank you for watching.
Thank you for listening.